Hello everybody. Today we are going to talk about the European national identity because this is a very important concept if we want to build a European state. It's not possible to create and build a European state if we don't have a clear notion of the European country, the European nation, its history, its identity. So, what are the basic elements of the national European identity? As usual, as for any national identity, the basic element is the cultural element. Man is a essentially brain social structure. Therefore, the paramount element in the identity is cultural. Culture is produced by population group on a territory through history. So there is not only culture depends upon other elements, but culture is the central element in the identity of a country. And so, what is the European culture? Well, the European culture first is Greece, because the Greeks we had the basic European notions in philosophy, in science, in thought. It was discovered and laid out and put forth. So the first layer of European culture is the Greek layer. On this Greek intellectual foundation, we had, in addition, the Roman foundations, which were more concerned with law, with administration, with army, the organization, state, art, state abilities, and this was the Roman contribution to European culture. Roman assimilated the Greek culture, and they added specific Roman layer. They spread the European and Roman and Greek culture throughout Europe through conquest and by integrating conquered peoples, so that the Roman Empire was actually a European empire because it was Greek and Roman culture. It was ruled from Rome. It was based mainly on the European territory. The people, member of this empire, felt themselves, they considered themselves Romans. And so this was the second layer in the European culture. And the third layer is the Germanic layer, because the Roman Empire tried to expand into the Germanic lands, and it didn't conquer the lands, it just conquered part of them, but not all of them, and it erected some defensive fortifications to protect against the Germanic tribes, and some Germanic tribes were integrated into the Roman Empire in order to provide military protection against the outside invaders. And when the Roman Empire got weakened because of social and political reasons, these Germanic tribes, made the Franks, which were integrated into the empire, decided to turn against the Roman Empire and conquered. These Germanic tribes, integrated and Romanized Germanic tribes, they had some Roman Greek component because they were integrated in the empire, but they were not completely dependent on the Roman Empire because they were allies, and they retained some of their own traditions and habits and organization. So the third wave of European cultural layer, is a Germanic one, because the Franks conquered Western German Empire, mostly, also the Lombards, the Visigoths, the Ostrogoths, Burgunds, and so you had a massive Germanic invasion into the Western Roman Empire. And these invasions inevitably added a Germanic component to the Greco-Roman cultural layer. And this Germanic component was mainly present in the state organization, in the army, some of the production methods, some of the habits and customs of Europe was greatly influenced by this German component. So we have three main European cultural components: Greek, Roman, the German. There are also other components such as Celtic components, Slavic components, but they are not so important because either on the cultural side or on the political side, they didn't enjoy overwhelming influence and importance. So the European cultural national identity is a Greek, Roman, mainly Greek, Roman, and Germanic one. A little point here: one must not confuse Germanic with German. Germanic means the overall culture of the Germanic people, and the Germanic people are widely spread out throughout Europe, in North Spain, North Italy, greater part of France, Holland, greater part of Belgium, part of England, Scandinavian countries, part of Poland. So there were Germanic people in a lot of European countries, and these countries have been influenced by the Germanic culture and the Greek and the Roman one. Germany, as such, is only a part of this Germanic world. It's not the only part. So, and Germany is also not only Germanic. In Germany, you had Celtic populations, you have also Slavic influence, Slavic groups. So Germany is not only Germanic, and it is not the only Germanic part of it. The European national identity is thus cultural identity, mainly cultural identity, and with this cultural identity it's possible to understand why we have a very strong European identity and European history, which allows us to build a European state. The fact that European identity and European culture, the Greek, Roman, Germanic one, is the main culture in Europe, not the local cultures such as Italy, France, and Germany, is very important for us to understand why we can and we must create a European state that will correct and finish the work that had been begun with the European construction in the European Union. The European national identity, it's a cultural European identity. It's also a political European identity, since we have a political history in Europe. The European state is not something that is to create, it's something that is to recreate, to reconstruct. Because the European state already existed for a long period of time. For 1,000 years, we had a European state in Europe, from Caesar. European state existed in Gaul, in Italy, in Spain, and in the rest of Europe, the Roman part. And it went on, and with Clovis and Charlemagne, then a second European state, more Germanic, Greco-Roman European state appeared, and took renewed this Roman European state into a new European state, Germanic, Greco-Roman one, which also lasted for 400-500 years, from Clovis to the Renaissance of Charlemagne around 900. So we have a very long political tradition, European political tradition, and we need to build on it also in order to create our European state. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.